Oh my god, hold on to your seats, y'all, because the drama in the ATL just hit a whole new level of chaos. If you're a die-hard fan of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, you know KARLIE RED is the queen of stirring the pot, sassy, fierce, and always in the middle of some explosive scandal. But this is next-level madness. Breaking news straight from the streets of Georgia, KARLIE RED has been slapped with burglary charges. Again, that's right, the fiery reality star, known for her killer curves, killer rhymes, and even killier feuds, is back in the hot seat with the law. Fans are absolutely losing their minds, tweets are blowing up, DMs are on fire, and everyone's whispering, what did she do this time? Picture this. It's a steamy summer night in Atlanta, the city lights flickering like the tension in a heated reunion special. KARLIE, fresh off dropping some shady bars about her exes on social media, allegedly sneaks into a high-end mansion, not just any mansion, but one belonging to a rival cast member who's been throwing shade her way for seasons. Sources close to the drama spill that it wasn't about money or jewels. Oh no, this was personal. We're talking stolen secrets, hidden diaries, maybe even some incriminating videos that could shatter alliances and expose betrayals that have been brewing since the show's early days. Emotions are running sky high, KARLIE's denying it all, screaming innocence in fiery Instagram lives, but the cops aren't buying it. I ain't no thief, she reportedly yelled at officers as they cuffed her, tears streaming down her face while her entourage scrambled in panic. But wait, there's more twists than a soap opera cliffhanger. This isn't KARLIE's first rodeo with burglary beef. Remember that messy incident back in 2018 that had everyone gossiping? Fans are shocked, divided, and dying for details. Is this a setup by jealous enemies? A desperate cry for attention amid fading spotlight? Or is KARLIE really spiraling out of control, risking her empire for revenge? Stick around, because we're diving deep into the accusations, the arrests, the family fallout, and the bombshell revelations that could end careers. You won't believe what happens next. This is Love and Hip Hop level drama, but IRL. As the cuffs clicked shut on KARLIE RED's wrists that humid Atlanta night, the entire Love and Hip Hop universe felt the earthquake. Fans flooded the comments sections screaming, "Not again," while others typed, "Free KARLIE," in all caps like it was a movement. But let's rewind this chaos because this burglary charge didn't drop out of nowhere. It's been brewing in the shadows for months, fueled by betrayal, jealousy, and straight-up revenge. Insiders are whispering that this whole mess traces back to the explosive fallout between KARLIE and her former bestie turned biggest enemy, Young Miami. Remember that reunion special last season when Young Miami called KARLIE a clout chaser with no bars? The shade was thick enough to choke on, and KARLIE didn't let it slide. She fired back on Instagram Live, promising receipts that would end careers. Well, those receipts apparently never dropped publicly, but sources say they ended up inside Young Miami's Buckhead mansion. Picture the scene. It's around 2 in the morning, security cameras catch a figure in all black slipping through a side gate that was supposedly locked. The alarm never goes off, someone knew the code. Inside, drawers get yanked open, a safe gets tampered with, and according to the police report obtained exclusively by us, a flash drive and a leather-bound journal vanish into the night. Young Miami wakes up to her housekeeper screaming that the house looks like a tornado hit the office. She calls the cops in hysterics. "They took my whole life story," she later tells friends. When detectives pull the footage, the suspects' build, the way they move, even the signature sway in their walk, it all points straight to KARLIE RED. Fans are divided right down the middle. One side is like, KARLIE would never stoop that low, this is a setup, while the other camp is screaming, she's been spiraling since Scrappy left her for good, she's desperate. KARLIE, of course, goes nuclear the second the mugshot hits the blogs. She hops on live from what looks like her lawyer's parking lot, mascara running, voice cracking but still full of fire. "Y'all really think I broke into somebody's house? Me? The same KARLIE that built this empire with my own 2 hands? Nah, this is retaliation because I know too much. They scared of what I got in my phone." She holds up her cell like it's a grenade. The chat explodes, thousands of hearts, fire emojis, and "spill the tea sis" flying across the screen. But then she drops a bomb that sends chills down spines everywhere. That journal? It ain't just Young Miami's diary. It's got names, dates, and proof of who really started that rumor about me and Kirk Frost back in season 8. They tryna bury me before I bury them. The family gets pulled into the mess faster than you can say. Reunion Part 2. KARLIE's mom, Miss Tony, who's usually the voice of reason, posts a cryptic Facebook status. "The devil works hard but family protects harder. Prayers up for my baby." Karlie's younger sister, who stays out of the spotlight, breaks her silence with a tearful TikTok. My sister ain't no criminal. Somebody trying to destroy her name because she won't stay quiet. Even Scrappy, the ex who swore he was done with the drama, slides into Karlie's DMs according to close friends. He told her, I got lawyers on speed dial, just say the word, one source spills. But Karlie allegedly shot back, too late for that now. You chose your side when you ghosted me. Meanwhile, young Miami isn't playing victim quietly. She hosts an emergency Instagram live from her salon, curls half done, security standing behind her like bouncers. I opened my home to that girl. We laughed, we cried, we built together. And this how she repay me? By creeping in my house like a thief in the night? Karma don't play, baby. The comments section turns into a battlefield, Team Karlie versus Team Miami, throwing hands in emoji form. Then the first big twist hits. Detectives reveal they found Karlie's signature red bottom heel print in the hallway mud. Fans zoom in on blurry security stills and lose their minds. That's her Louboutin collection from last season, one detective account posts. Karlie fires back instantly. Everybody in ATL got red bottoms, y'all reaching. Tensions boil over at a private industry party just days after the arrest. Word gets out that both Karlie and young Miami are on the guest list. Nobody knows who invited who, but everybody shows up ready for smoke. Cameras catch Karlie walking in first, head high, flanked by two new bodyguards she hired overnight. Young Miami struts in 10 minutes later in a red dress that screams, I ain't scared. The room freezes. People pretend to sip drinks but eyes are glued. Then it happens. Karlie spots Miami across the VIP section, locks eyes and mouths, you set me up. Miami smirks, raises her glass, and mouths back, prove it. Security rushes in before fists fly, but the video leaks within minutes. Views hit 10 million overnight. Fans are screaming, this better be on the next season. Producers are reportedly salivating, this drama just guaranteed ratings gold. But the real gut punch comes when Karlie's bail hearing rolls around. She walks into the courtroom in a crisp white pantsuit, no makeup, looking smaller than we've ever seen her. The judge reads the charges, first-degree burglary, possession of stolen property, and tampering with evidence. Bond set at $250,000. Karlie's lawyer argues it's all circumstantial, but the prosecutor drops a bombshell, they have a witness. Someone who claims they saw Karlie leaving the mansion that night and even helped her climb the fence because she said it was payback for years of betrayal. The courtroom gasps. Karlie's head drops, tears hit the table. Outside, paparazzi swarm her as she leaves on bond, screaming questions. Who's the snitch, Karlie? Is it Scrappy? Is it one of your own girls? She doesn't answer, just pushes through, sunglasses hiding red eyes. Back home, the fallout spreads like wildfire. Karlie's clothing line takes a 20% hit in sales overnight, people canceling orders, posting, I can't support a burglar. Her OnlyFans subscribers drop too, though loyal fans rally with, we ride for Karlie no matter what. Her kids, who usually stay protected from the spotlight, get dragged in when a blog posts old photos with captions like, how you explain this to your babies? Karlie breaks down in a private video to her inner circle, I'm fighting for my life out here. They trying to take everything I built. But God got me. Friends say she hasn't slept in days, pacing the house, replaying every conversation, every argument, wondering who flipped. And just when you think the drama can't get messier, another leak surfaces, a text message thread allegedly between Karlie and a mystery number from 2 weeks before the break-in. I need in that house. She got my name all in those pages. Handle it. The recipient replies, you sure? This big. Karlie types back, do it or I'll do it myself. Fans are dissecting every word, every emoji, every timestamp. Is it real? Is it photoshopped? Is Karlie really capable of this level of revenge? Or is someone framing her to keep old secrets buried forever? One thing's crystal clear, this ain't ending with a simple court date. This is war, and Atlanta's about to burn. As the courtroom doors swung shut behind Karlie that day, the city of Atlanta seemed to hold its breath. Paparazzi helicopters buzzed overhead like vultures, and social media timelines turned into non-stop war zones. But the real storm was just getting started inside Karlie's circle. Close friends say she barricaded herself in her midtown condo for 48 hours straight, no makeup, no filters, just her, a bottle of Hennessy, and her phone on Do Not Disturb. She kept replaying that witness testimony, one confidant leaks, over and over, trying to figure out who would sell her out like that. Then, on the third night, she cracks. She calls a emergency girls' night at her place, only the ride or dies invited, her hairstylist Jazzy, her ride or die from the old strip club days named Tasha, and surprisingly, Rashida Frost, who's been neutral in most beefs but showed up anyway because Karlie's still family in my book. The living room turns into a therapy session mixed with a strategy room. Candles flickering, takeout boxes everywhere, Karlie pacing in sweats. I didn't do it, she starts, voice low at first. Then it builds. But even if I did, who wouldn't after what she did to me? Y'all remember when she leaked those old DM screenshots making it look like I was begging Scrappy back? That wasn't even the half of it. That journal she keeps? It's got timestamps of every time she talked behind my back to producers, every time she tried to get my storylines cut so hers could shine brighter. Rashida nods slowly. I heard whispers about that. But breaking in? Karlie, that's federal time if they stick it. Karlie spins around, eyes blazing. They won't stick nothing if I find out who the witness is first. Somebody in this city knows, and somebody's talking. That same night, across town in Buckhead, young Miami isn't sleeping either. She's got her whole security team on rotation now, new cameras installed, even a dog, a big Rottweiler named Karma. She posts a cryptic story. Just a photo of the empty safe with the caption, "What's taken can never be replaced, but what's coming?" Watch. Fans decode it instantly, threat or promise. The comments flood with theories. Some say Miami's about to drop her own bomb, maybe old voicemails or texts from Karlie admitting something wild. Others swear Miami hired the witness herself to frame Karlie and flip the narrative. Then Miami goes live unannounced at 3 a.m., hair in a bonnet, no filter, looking exhausted but dangerous. I'm not gone keep quiet no more. That girl crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. I treated her like blood. Invited her to my baby shower, let her hold my son, cried on her shoulder when I lost my cousin. And she repays me by creeping through my windows like a ghost? Nah, God don't like ugly, and neither do I. The live hits peak viewers at over 200,000. Midway through, she holds up a piece of paper, blurred just enough to tease. This right here? It's a copy of one page from that journal they say got stole. And guess what? It mentions Karlie by name, talking about how she tried to blackmail a certain producer for more screen time. Y'all want the full drop? Keep watching. She ends the live abruptly, leaving everyone screaming in the chat. Within minutes, screenshots spread like wildfire. Blogs title it, "Young Miami Threatens to Expose KARLIE RED's Darkest Secrets." Karlie's phone blows up so hard the battery dies twice. She finally responds at sunrise with her own live, still in the same sweats, coffee in hand, voice hoarse. Let her drop whatever she thinks she got. I've been quiet too long. That page she waving around? Fabricated. Photoshopped. I got the original receipts too. And when I show mine, it's gon' be lights out for a lot of people, not just her. The back and forth escalates into what fans dub, Receipt Wars 2026. Both women start posting snippets, blurred texts, redacted emails, grainy photos of old hotel receipts that supposedly prove secret meetups with the same industry folks. One bombshell from Karlie. A video clip from years ago of young Miami at a club saying on hot mic, Karlie thinks she the queen but she just loud. Karlie narrates over it. This the same girl crying about loyalty now? Please. Miami counters with an audio clip, allegedly Karlie drunk dialing her at 4 a.m. last year ranting, "I'm coming for everything you got." Fans are glued, refreshing every 5 minutes. Production on the next season reportedly halts while VH1 executives fly in for emergency meetings. They don't know if they should film this mess or run from it, an insider laughs. Ratings would be insane, but lawsuits? Also insane. Then the second major twist lands like a grenade. The anonymous witness finally gets named, not by the cops, but by a shady blog that always seems to get leaks first. It's Tanya, Karlie's former assistant who got fired 6 months ago after a heated argument over missing jewelry from a photoshoot. Tanya goes public on her own page, long post, teary selfie attached. I didn't want to do this. But Karlie asked me to help her that night. Said it was just to get some papers back. I climbed the fence with her because she said Miami had dirt on all of us. I regret it every day. I'm sorry to Miami, I'm sorry to my kids. But I can't lie under oath. Attached is a time-stamped photo of Tanya and Karlie together outside the mansion, Karlie in the black hoodie, Tanya looking nervous. The internet implodes. Hashtag Tanya did it trends worldwide. Karlie's supporters call it coerced testimony, they got to her, paid her off, while Miami's side celebrates, truth finally winning. Karlie doesn't respond for 12 hours, longest silence she's ever had. When she finally posts, it's a single photo of her and Tanya from Better Days, arms around each other, caption, "The ones closest hurt the deepest. I forgave you once. Won't make that mistake again." No denial, no defense, just pain. Friends say she cried for hours after hitting post. Her mom flies in from Macon that same day, hugging her daughter on the doorstep while cameras flash. Miss Tony tells reporters off camera, "My baby made mistakes, but she ain't no burglar. Somebody twisted this whole thing." Scrappy, still lurking in the background, finally breaks his silence with a post, old photo of him and Karlie from season 1, caption, "Some bonds don't break easy. Praying for peace." Fans lose it, Scrappy coming back to save her, too late playa. Court dates get pushed back as new evidence surfaces. Prosecutors now say they have DNA from a strand of hair left on the fence, matches Karlie's extensions. Defense counters with experts saying extensions get passed around all the time in the industry. Bail conditions tighten. Karlie can't leave Georgia, has to wear an ankle monitor, no contact with young Miami or Tanya. She posts a video walking her dog in the park, monitor visible, smiling weakly. "Still standing. Still shining. They can lock my body but not my spirit." But behind closed doors, sources say she's falling apart, weight loss, panic attacks, barely eating. Her clothing boutique in Little 5 Points sees protesters outside one day, no thieves allowed, then loyal fans the next day buying everything in solidarity. The drama spills over into the rest of the cast too. Kirk Frost gets dragged when old rumors resurface about him and Karlie. He posts, "Leave me out this BS," but nobody believes him. Rashida tries to mediate privately, texting both women, "We too grown for this. Let's talk." Neither responds. Tommy from the barbershop gets on live defending Karlie, "She wild but she ain't no criminal." Y'all know how these reality checks turn personal. Even Jocelyn Hernandez, long retired from the show, comments from Puerto Rico, "Karlie always been a fighter. If she did it, she had a reason. Miami better watch her back." The comment gets 1 million likes in hours. Weeks drag on. Karlie starts therapy, first time ever, and posts subtle hints about it, sunrise photos with captions like, "Healing looks different on everybody." Fans soften a little. Some start petitions. "Drop the charges, it's personal beef not crime." But then Miami drops part 2 of her receipts, a full-page scan from the journal, names blacked out but context clear, detailed notes about Karlie allegedly sleeping with a married executive to get better storylines. Miami captions it, "This why she came for me. She's scared of her own truth." Karlie goes dark for 3 days. When she resurfaces, it's with a lawyer statement, "My client will address these defamatory claims in court. We have counter-evidence that will change everything." Suspense hangs thick. Nobody knows what's coming next, but everybody knows one thing. This war just hit nuclear, and nobody's walking away unscathed. As the receipt wars raged on like a never-ending reunion special, the city of Atlanta started feeling the ripple effects in ways nobody expected. Karlie's ankle monitor became the new accessory everyone talked about, paparazzi snapping pics of her at Starbucks, the little black box peeking out from under her track pants like a badge of shame and defiance all at once. She turned it into content, posting stories with captions like, "Fashion tip. Pair your monitor with Gucci slides for that, I'm still that bitch, energy." Fans ate it up, turning the hate into merch ideas, knockoff tees saying, "Ankle game strong," with Karlie's face photoshopped on. But behind the humor, the pressure was crushing her. Sources close to her say she stopped answering calls from most people, even her own manager. "She's paranoid now," one friend whispers. Thinks everybody's recording her, waiting to leak something worse. Then the third twist hits like a freight train. It's a rainy Thursday evening when an unmarked envelope shows up at young Miami's salon, no return address, just her name scrawled in Sharpie. Inside, printed screenshots of texts from Karlie's phone number to a burner. The messages are damning. "Tell Tanya to keep her mouth shut or I'll make sure her custody case gets ugly." Another one. "I got the journal now. Burn it or sell it, your call. But if you flip alone." Miami doesn't waste time. She takes the envelope straight to her lawyer, who hands it over to detectives. Within hours, the story breaks on every blog. New evidence ties KARLIE RED to witness tampering. The internet detonates. #KARLIE RED guilty trends #1 worldwide. Even neutral fans start turning. "This ain't beef anymore, this is felony territory," one viral tweet reads, racking up 500,000 likes. Karlie's response is swift and savage. She goes live from her car, parked in a random Publix lot, windows up, rain streaking the glass. Her face is puffy, eyes bloodshot, but the fire is still there. "Y'all really believe some anonymous envelope? No video, no metadata, no proof it's even my number? Come on now, this the same playbook they used on me last time. Frame job 101. She holds up her phone, scrolling through her own messages. See this? Same day they claim I sent those texts, I was on FaceTime with my kids. Timestamps match. I got alibis stacked like Legos. She pauses, voice cracking for the first time publicly. But let me be real. Yeah, I was angry. Yeah, I said things I shouldn't have in private. But breaking and entering? Tampering? That ain't me. I fight with my mouth and my music, not with ski masks. The live ends with her whispering, I just want my life back, before the screen goes black. Views hit 3 million in under an hour. The comments split harder than ever, half calling her a liar, half calling her a victim of the ultimate setup. The cast starts picking sides publicly now, no more playing neutral. Rashida posts a long IG note, I love both these women. But truth over loyalty. If Karlie did this, she needs to own it. If she didn't, Miami needs to stop fanning the flames. Kirk Frost, ever the opportunist, jumps in with a podcast clip. I've been saying for years, Karlie got demons she won't face. This just the tip. Scrappy finally shows up in person. He pulls up to Karlie's condo at midnight, security letting him through because old habits die hard. Neighbors catch grainy Ring camera footage, Scrappy hugging her at the door, her head on his chest, shoulders shaking. The clip leaks by morning. Blogs title it, Scrappy comforts Karlie amid burglary scandal, rekindling or redemption? Fans go feral. They getting back together? He knows she innocent, this the plot twist we needed. Inside that condo that night, the conversation is raw. Scrappy sits on the couch, elbows on knees, staring at the floor. I should have been here sooner, he starts. Karlie, wrapped in a blanket, shakes her head. You left when it got hard. Don't act like you care now. He looks up, eyes serious. I never stopped caring. I just couldn't watch you destroy yourself. But this bigger than us. If you need me to stand in court, say the word. I'll tell them everything I know about how Miami played dirty for years. Karlie studies him for a long minute. You still got love for me? Scrappy nods slow. Always did. Just didn't know how to show it right. They don't kiss, don't promise forever. Just sit in silence, the ankle monitor beeping softly like a metronome counting down to whatever comes next. Meanwhile, Miami doubles down. She announces a pop-up event at her salon, Truth and Tea Day, where she plans to read more from the journal live on IG. Tickets sell out in minutes, people flying in from out of state just to be in the room. The day of, the place is packed, security everywhere, cameras rolling for what she teases as the final drop. Miami steps on a mini stage in all white, hair slicked back, looking like Judgment Day personified. This ain't about clout, she begins. This about protecting what's mine. She opens the journal, real pages this time, not copies, and starts reading. Entries about cast drama, producer favors, secret hookups. One passage hits hard. Karlie told me she slept with Redacted to get that solo spin-off. Said it was worth it. The crowd gasps. Miami looks straight into the camera. I blacked out names to protect people. But if Karlie wants war, I'll unblack them all. Karlie doesn't show up, she's legally barred from contact, but she watches from home with her mom and Jazzy. When that passage drops, she throws her phone across the room. She's lying. That never happened. Miss Tony grabs her hands. Baby, breathe. We fight this in court, not on live. But Karlie's already texting her lawyer furiously. Hours later, her team drops a counter bomb. Forensic analysis claiming the journal pages shown at the event have inconsistent ink dates. One page supposedly written in 2023 has ink from a pen not manufactured until 2025. Forgery, the statement reads. We will pursue charges for defamation and evidence tampering. Miami laughs it off on her story. They reaching harder than I reach for my edges at the gym. The legal back and forth drags into months. Karlie's pre-trial hearing becomes must-watch TV, cameras allowed in the overflow room, live streams everywhere. She walks in wearing a simple black dress, no jewelry except a cross necklace from her mom. The prosecutor lays out the case methodically, security footage, heel print, witness statement, DNA on the fence, now the text messages and journal copies. Karlie's lawyer counters with alibis, expert testimony on the forgery, and a bombshell of their own, a private investigator's report showing Tanya received $20,000 in Venmo payments from an account linked to Miami's management company days after her public testimony. Payoff, the lawyer declares. The courtroom erupts. Judge bangs the gavel, warns everyone to stay calm. Miami, watching remotely, posts lies on top of lies, with a shrug emoji. Outside the courthouse, fans clash, literal pushing and shoving between Team KARLIE and Team Miami supporters. Signs read, "KARLIE did the time, now do the crime," versus "Free KARLIE from the setup." Police have to break it up with riot shields. KARLIE slips out a side door, Scrappy waiting in a tinted SUV. They drive off together, paparazzi chasing like it's 2010 all over again. That night, KARLIE posts her first joint photo with Scrappy since the scandal, a simple hand-holding shot in the car, caption, "Sometimes the people who hurt you most are the ones who heal you too." Likes pour in by the millions. But peace is short-lived. 2 days later, another leak, this time audio. A voice that sounds unmistakably like KARLIE's, recorded secretly, "I need that journal gone. If Tanya won't help, find somebody who will. Money ain't a problem." The clip spreads faster than anything before. KARLIE denies it immediately, deepfake, garbage, but tech experts start analyzing. Some say real, some say manipulated. The judge orders both women to stay off social media pending further hearings. KARLIE complies, mostly. She switches to cryptic Bible verses and sunsets. Miami goes silent too, but her silence feels louder than any live. As winter creeps into Atlanta, the case inches toward trial. KARLIE starts community service, court-ordered, reading to kids at a local library. Photos leak of her sitting cross-legged on the rug, ankle monitor visible, kids laughing around her. Fans soften again. "She's human," one viral comment reads. "We all mess up." Miami focuses on her music, drops a single titled, "No Apologies," with lyrics that shade hard. "Came in my house like a ghost, now you the one haunted." It charts top 10. Both women are rebuilding, but the scars run deep. The cast reunion looms, producers confirm it's happening, no matter the charges. Whispers say they'll film separate segments if needed. Fans are already predicting fireworks. And just when everyone thinks they've seen every twist, an anonymous tip line lights up with a new caller claiming to have the original, unedited security footage, not the edited version police released. The caller says it shows 2 people that night, not 1. KARLIE wasn't alone, the voice whispers. And the second person? You'll never guess. Detectives scramble to verify. KARLIE's lawyer smiles for the first time in months. Miami's team goes radio silent. The city waits, breath held, for whatever bomb drops next. Because in Atlanta, in love and hip-hop, nothing ever really ends, it just gets remixed into something messier, louder, and way more addictive. As the anonymous tip about the second person on the security footage hung over Atlanta like a storm cloud that refused to break, tension gripped every corner of the love and hip-hop world tighter than ever. Producers reportedly locked down the reunion set with NDAs thicker than bulletproof glass, but leaks still trickled out. Someone saw KARLIE arriving early for her solo taping, ankle monitor swapped for a discreet version under wide leg pants, Scrappy trailing a few steps behind like a shadow she couldn't shake. Miami's camp stayed radio silent on reunion details, but word spread she demanded a private green room and no shared hallway access with KARLIE. They treating it like rival gangs at a peace summit, one crew member laughed nervously to a blog. Fans camped outside the studio gates for days, holding signs that read, "Justice for KARLIE," and "Miami deserved it," in equal measure. The city itself seemed split. Billboards for the new season popped up downtown, KARLIE's face airbrushed flawless next to Miami's, but someone kept defacing them overnight, scratching out one name or the other. Then the footage verification drops. Detectives confirm the tip was legit, not edited, crystal clear HD from a secondary angle the initial police sweep supposedly missed. The grainy clip shows 2 figures scaling the fence that night. One moves with KARLIE's unmistakable sway, the red bottom flash catching moonlight for a split second. But the second? Shorter, stockier, hoodie pulled low. They help boost KARLIE up first, then scramble over themselves. No clear face shots, but the build screams familiarity to anyone who's watched enough episodes. Forums explode with side-by-side comparisons, fans zooming in, circling tattoos peeking from sleeves, the way the second figure limps slightly on the left leg. That's Scrappy's old football injury limp, one detective account posts, attaching stills. Another counters, "Nah, look at the shoulders, that's Tasha, KARLIE's ride or die from the club days." Theories fly faster than likes. Was Scrappy there helping his ex get revenge? Did Tasha flip sides again? Or was it someone completely unexpected, like a disgruntled producer trying to stir chaos for ratings? KARLIE's lawyer calls an emergency presser outside the courthouse, no cameras inside, just a podium and a single microphone. KARLIE stands beside him in oversized shades and a trench coat, saying nothing while he reads the statement. "This new footage exonerates my client. It proves she was not alone, and the second individual's presence suggests coercion or setup. We are demanding full access to all angles and metadata. This case is collapsing under its own inconsistencies. Reporters shout questions. Karlie, did Scrappy help you? Who's the mystery person? She doesn't flinch, just turns and walks away, Scrappy's SUV idling at the curb. Inside the car, according to a source who overheard through the cracked window, Karlie finally lets it out. If it was you, just tell me. I can handle anything but more lies. Scrappy swears on his kids it wasn't him. I would have stopped you, not helped you climb. They drive in silence to her place, the weight of doubt heavier than any ankle monitor. Miami reacts on her podcast the next day, first episode since the scandal blew up. Voice steady but laced with venom. They tryna flip the script now? Cute. Let them show the whole tape. Let everybody see how your girl moved like she owned the place. Second person don't change facts, she still crossed my threshold, still took what wasn't hers. She pauses, lets the silence build. And if it's Scrappy? Well, karma really do got a address book. The episode trends instantly, comments flooded with broken hearts and popcorn emojis. Fans start shipping Scarly again, old edits of their cute moments resurfacing next to new conspiracy threads. But Miami's not playing matchmaker, she drops a surprise freestyle over a trending beat that night. Lyrics cut deep. Thought you was ride or die, turns out you just ride for clout, broke in my spot with your backup, now y'all both getting caught out. Streams skyrocket. Karlie doesn't clap back publicly, but insiders say she listened in her home gym, treadmill cranked to max, tears mixing with sweat. The fourth twist lands quietly at first, a subpoena duces tecum served to VH1 itself. Karlie's team wants every email, text, and production note related to storylines involving her and Miami for the past 3 seasons. We believe this burglary narrative was manufactured to cover up network favoritism and suppression of Karlie's truth, the motion reads. VH1 fights it hard, citing privilege, but a judge partially grants access. Redacted versions of internal chats leak within days. One email from a senior producer to Miami's manager, Karlie's pushing hard for that spin-off. We need to pivot focus to Miami's baby storyline. Keep Karlie in the supporting role. Another from the same producer to Karlie's old assistant Tanya. If you got dirt, now's the time. Bonus if it's juicy. Fans scream setup. The network been playing both sides, petitions circulate to boycott the reunion unless Karlie gets a fair edit. Karlie starts to reclaim her narrative slowly. She launches a Patreon series, Unfiltered with Karlie, behind a paywall, raw phone camera confessionals. No makeup, no script. Episode 1. I messed up in life, y'all know that. Relationships, choices, pride. But I never stole from nobody's house. That journal they waving? Half of it's lies they fed to producers to keep me small. The other half? Real pain I never wanted public. She talks about her kids, how the scandal's affecting their school, kids whispering, parents side-eyeing at pickup. I'm fighting so they don't grow up thinking mom is a criminal. Subscribers pour in, some paying extra just to send messages of support. She reads a few on camera, voice breaking. This one says, "You raised me when my own mama couldn't, baby, thank you." It humanizes her in ways the show never did. Scrappy sticks closer now. He's at her community service readings, sitting in the back with a cap low, nodding along as she does voices for the storybooks. Kids recognize him, ask for autographs. He signs, but always points to Karlie. Ask her first, she's the real star. Paparazzi catch them at a low-key dinner, nothing fancy, just wings and sweet tea at a hole-in-the-wall spot they used to hit back in the day. Photos leak, but this time fans don't hate. They healing together, becomes the new narrative. Miami sees the pics, posts a cryptic IG story. Black screen, white text, some X's recycle like bad fashion. No elaboration. The shade lands, but softer than before. Trial prep intensifies. Depositions stretch for weeks. Tanya cracks under cross-examination, admits the $20,000 came from a friend who wanted to help her start over, but swears it wasn't a bribe. Miami's team produces bank records showing the transfer originated from a shell account, but no direct link to her. Karlie's pie digs deeper, uncovers the shell company's ties to a reality TV consultant who's worked with VH1 for years. Conflict of interest, the motion screams. Judge orders more discovery. Every day brings fresh headlines. Karlie accuses network of conspiracy, Miami calls claims delusional, Scrappy subpoenaed, will he testify for Karlie? Reunion day finally arrives. Split taping, Karlie films her segments first, Miami second, no crossover. But producers can't resist the drama entirely. They show Karlie clips of Miami's podcast rants. Karlie stays composed, mostly. I wish her peace. Truly. But peace don't come from framing somebody. Miami watches Karlie's parts later, rolls her eyes at the camera. She's still playing victim. Cute. The edited episodes drop months later, ratings through the roof. Viewers dissect every cut, every reaction shot. Karlie gets a redemption arc edit, vulnerable, reflective, growing. Miami comes off fierce but slightly paranoid. Fans call it balanced, but nobody's fully satisfied. As spring blooms in Atlanta again, the case nears a turning point. Prosecutors offer a plea, reduced charges, probation, no jail if Karlie admits to trespassing only. She refuses. I won't sign my name to a lie. Trial date set for summer. Both women keep building. Karlie drops a single, Still Standing, raw lyrics over trap beats. Miami tours, sells out shows, dedicates one night to survivors of fake friends. Scrappy stays in the middle, protective but quiet. The city watches, waits. Will the second figure ever be identified? Will the journal's full truth surface? Or will it all fade into another Atlanta legend, messy, unresolved, endlessly rewatchable? One thing's certain, Karlie Red didn't break that night. Something else did. Trust, maybe, or the illusion that reality TV beef stays on TV. Whatever it was, the pieces are still falling, and when they land, Atlanta will feel every tremor. The drama ain't over, it's just on intermission, waiting for the next beat to drop. As summer heat blanketed Atlanta once more, the trial loomed like a reunion special nobody asked for but everybody tuned in to watch. The courthouse steps became a daily circus, fans in Karlie Red merch clashing chants with Miami supporters waving signs that read, "No peace for thieves." National news picked up the story now, headlines screaming, "Love and Hip-Hop Burglary Trial, Reality Meets Felony." VH1 delayed the new season premiere by 2 months, citing ongoing legal matters, but nobody bought it. They were milking the suspense for every drop of ratings juice. Inside the courtroom, the air conditioning couldn't keep up with the tension. Karlie sat at the defense table every day in tailored blazers and low buns, ankle monitor hidden under slacks, face a mask of calm that cracked only when her kids' names came up in sidebar whispers. Jury selection dragged for weeks. Prosecutors wanted folks who'd never watched the show, no bias toward celebrity drama. Defense pushed for people who understood reality TV culture, they'll see how beef gets weaponized. In the end, the panel landed somewhere in the middle, a mix of single moms, retired teachers, a couple young guys who admitted they streamed episodes on lunch breaks. Opening statements hit like scripted monologues. The prosecutor painted Karlie as a desperate has-been spiraling after losing screen time and sponsors. This wasn't a prank or a misunderstanding, he boomed. This was calculated revenge by a woman who felt entitled to invade another's home because she couldn't handle being outshined. He clicked through projected stills, the heel print, the fence DNA, Tanya's tearful testimony, the burner texts. The jury nodded along, faces serious. Karlie's lawyer countered with theatrical flair. He paced like he was on stage, voice rising and falling for effect. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing is not a crime scene. It's a hit job orchestrated by jealousy, money, and a network that profits from chaos. My client was targeted because she dared to speak truth to power. The so-called evidence? Contaminated, paid for, manufactured. He introduced the second figure footage early, freezing on the grainy silhouette. 2 people that night, not one lone burglar. Who is the second? We don't know yet, but we will. And when we do, this entire case unravels. He saved the best for last. The VH1 emails, the shell company payments, the producer bonuses tied to juicy developments. This isn't justice, he concluded. This is entertainment at the expense of a woman's freedom. Witnesses started rolling in. Tanya took the stand first, looking smaller than anyone remembered. Under direct, she stuck to her story. Karlie recruited her, promised quick cash, climbed the fence together. But cross-examination shredded her. Karlie's lawyer pulled up Venmo receipts, timestamps matching her sudden windfall. $20,000 from a mystery account right after you flipped. Coincidence? Tanya stammered, eyes darting to the prosecutor's table. I needed money for my kids. He pressed harder. And this mystery account links to a consultant who's billed VH1 over $1 million in the last 3 years. Same consultant who emailed you, bonus if it's juicy. Ring any bells? Tanya broke down, mumbling, I don't know anymore, before the judge called a recess. Outside, blogs exploded. Star witness crumbling, Karlie's team smells blood. Next up, the security expert. He testified the initial footage release was selectively edited, angles cropped, timestamps missing seconds that could show context. The second figure appears to be guiding the first, almost pulling them along at one point. Prosecutors objected, speculation, but the jury leaned forward. Then came the DNA specialist. Defense called their own expert who dismantled the fence hair evidence. Extensions shed constantly. This strand could have come from a borrowed wig, a borrowed outfit, even a fan who touched the fence earlier. No root, no definitive match. The prosecutor tried to rehabilitate, but the damage stuck. Scrappy's turn on the stand felt like must-see TV. He walked in wearing a plain black tee and jeans, no flash, no entourage. Swore in quietly, eyes locked on Karlie for a beat before facing forward. Direct was quick. Prosecutor asked if he'd spoken to Karlie about retrieving property from Miami's home. Scrappy shook his head. Never. I knew they had beef, but I stayed out. Cross went deeper. You were seen at her condo multiple nights during the investigation. Comforting her. Driving her. You have a history of on-again off-again with the defendant. Did she confide in you? Scrappy leaned into the mic. She confided she was scared. Scared of losing her kids, her name, everything. But she never admitted to breaking in. And I never helped her do it. He paused, voice dropping. If I thought she did it, I would have told her to turn herself in. That's real love, not covering up. The courtroom went pin-drop silent. Karlie wiped a tear discreetly. Miami, watching via remote feed in her lawyer's office, reportedly threw her phone across the room. Miami finally testified near the end. She strode in like she owned the place, red power suit, heels clicking, hair flawless. She recounted the night she woke to chaos. Drawers ransacked, safe ajar, her journal gone. That book had my whole life, my losses, my wins, my kids' first steps written down. She took my memories. She locked eyes with Karlie across the room. You smiled in my face, hugged my son, then crept in like a snake. Cross-examination was brutal but measured. Karlie's lawyer asked about the journal's contents. You read passages publicly, accusing my client of sleeping with executives for favors. Any proof beyond your word? Miami lifted her chin. The pages speak for themselves. He produced the defense's ink dating report. Experts say some entries used ink not available until 2 years after the dates written. Explain that. Miami faltered for the first time. I don't know about ink. I know what I wrote. He circled back to the payments. Your management paid Tanya $20,000 post-testimony. Why? Miami snapped, that's business. People get help all the time. The jury exchanged glances, doubt creeping in. Closing arguments felt like the final reunion mic drop. Prosecutor begged for conviction. Send a message, no one is above the law, not even reality stars. Defense pleaded for acquittal. This case is built on sand, paid witnesses, edited video, forged documents. Free KARLIE RED from a vendetta disguised as justice. Jury deliberated 3 days. Atlanta held its breath. Fans gathered outside the courthouse, live streams running 24/7. Karlie stayed home with family, Scrappy by her side, posting nothing but a single dove emoji. Verdict day arrived humid and electric. Karlie walked in flanked by her mom and Scrappy, head high. Judge read the counts. First-degree burglary, not guilty. Possession of stolen property, not guilty. Tampering with a witness, hung jury. Gasps rippled through the gallery. Mistrial declared on the tampering count. Prosecutors vowed to retry, but the room already felt the shift. Karlie exhaled like she'd been holding air for a year. Outside, she faced cameras for the first time since opening statements. Voice steady, eyes shining. Today justice peeked through. I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes. But I didn't do this. Thank you to everyone who believed in me when it was hard. To my kids, Mama's coming home for real now. Scrappy pulled her into a side hug as flashes popped. Post-verdict chaos erupted. Miami posted a black square with white text. The system failed victims again. But God sees. Karlie didn't clap back, she went quiet, focusing on family. VH1 rushed the season premiere, splicing in trial snippets for maximum drama. Ratings shattered records. Karlie's single, Still Standing, hit #1 on iTunes. Miami's tour sold out arenas. Scrappy proposed quietly over dinner one night, no cameras, just them. She said yes, but kept it private for once. Months later, the tampering retrial got quietly dropped. Prosecutors cited insufficient new evidence. Karlie started a foundation for women in entertainment facing smear campaigns. Miami launched a podcast about healing from betrayal. They never spoke again publicly, but Atlanta whispered they both grew from the ashes. The second figure? Never positively identified. Some say it was Tasha, who vanished from socials. Others swear it was a paid plant. Most just shrug, another unsolved mystery in a city full of them. KARLIE RED walked away scarred but unbroken. The burglary charge that almost ended her? It became the chapter that redefined her. Fans still argue who was right, who was wrong. But one thing nobody debates: in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the drama never really dies, it just evolves, waits for the next season, and always, always keeps us watching. As the not guilty verdict on the major charges echoed through the courthouse and spilled onto every blog, timeline, and group chat in Atlanta, the city exhaled like it had been holding its breath for a full calendar year. KARLIE RED stepped out into the blinding summer sun, Scrappy's arms steady around her waist, Miss Tony dabbing at her eyes with a tissue that had seen better days. Paparazzi surged forward, but for once the flashes felt less like weapons and more like confetti. She paused at the top of the steps, sunglasses pushed up into her hair, and spoke directly to the lenses, no script, no filter. To every woman who's ever been painted as the villain for fighting back, today we want a piece of ourselves back. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm saying I'm innocent of what they tried to pin on me. And I'm saying thank you for riding with me when the ride got ugly. The clip went mega viral before she even reached the SUV. Comments flooded in softer this time. Queen finally got her crown back, KARLIE deserved this W, even some from former haters. I was wrong. Respect. But victory in court didn't mean peace in the streets, or on the gram. Miami posted her black square that night, the words, "System failed victims again," still burning on everyone's feeds. She didn't go live, didn't freestyle, just let the silence speak. Her fans rallied hard. Miami, we still got you. They can't silence the truth, but the momentum had shifted. KARLIE's supporters, who'd been screaming, "Free KARLIE," for months, now typed, "Case closed," with a finality that stung. The two women existed in parallel universes now, same city, same industry, same show, but orbits that would never cross again unless producers forced it. VH1 smelled blood in the water and moved fast. The delayed season premiere got bumped up with a two-night event labeled, After the Storm. Episode 1 opened with a recap montage that played like a movie trailer, security footage slowed down, courtroom sketches, Tanya's breakdown, Scrappy's testimony, Miami's red suit walk-in, all set to a dramatic trap beat. Ratings spiked before the first commercial. KARLIE's segments filmed separately showed her reflective, almost zen. She sat in a softly lit room, no heavy makeup, talking straight to camera. I lost sleep, weight, friends, sponsors. But I didn't lose me. That's the win nobody can take. Producers gave her space to address the second figure. She shrugged lightly. Some mysteries stay mysteries. I'm done chasing shadows. I'm chasing peace now. Viewers ate it up. Her vulnerability felt earned, not manufactured. Miami's parts aired the second night and hit different. She came in fierce, unapologetic, no tears. I opened my home, my heart, my circle. Got robbed of memories and trust. The court said one thing, but God and I know another. She read from a new journal, not the stolen one, a fresh leather-bound book. This one stays locked. Nobody gets these pages but me and my kids. The contrast was stark. KARLIE healing outward, Miami fortifying inward. Fans argued in comment sections for weeks. KARLIE grew from this, versus Miami stayed real. Reunion taping happened shortly after, still split. Producers kept hallways separate, security doubled. No shared stage, no forced apologies. KARLIE spoke on her own trauma, Miami spoke on violation. The episodes dropped with disclaimers. Some cast members appear in separate segments due to legal and personal considerations. Nobody complained. The numbers were historic. KARLIE leaned into reinvention hard. Her "Still Standing" single went platinum. The video, directed by Scrappy himself, simple shots of her walking Atlanta streets at dawn, ankle monitor long gone, kids running into her arms at the end. She launched the Unbreakable Foundation, partnering with domestic violence shelters and women's legal aid groups. Not every battle is public, she said at the launch event, Scrappy standing behind her like quiet armor. But every woman deserves a fair fight. Donations poured in, celebrities reposted, even some Love and Hip Hop alums sent quiet checks. She started therapy publicly too, Instagram stories of journal entries, breathing exercises, affirmations. Healing ain't cute filters. It's ugly crying at 3 a.m. and still showing up. Scrappy proposed for real a few months later, not on camera, not for clout. Just them on a rooftop downtown, city lights flickering below. Simple ring, no fireworks, just marry me for real this time. She said yes through happy tears. They kept the engagement low-key at first, but paparazzi caught the ring anyway. Blogs titled it, From Scandal to Soulmate. Wedding planning started slow, small ceremony, close friends only, no VH1 special. KARLIE told her team, this one's mine. Not content. Fans respected it, mostly. Some grumbled, we wanna see, but the majority cheered, Let her have this. Miami channeled her pain into empire building. Her tour, No Apologies, became a movement, sold out arenas, fans chanting lyrics back like therapy. She dropped a deluxe album with bonus tracks shading the whole saga without naming names. Trust got a price tag, loyalty got a receipt. One song, Ghost in the House, hit hardest, slow melody, haunting piano, her voice cracking on the bridge. You smiled at my table, then took what was sacred, now I sleep with one eye open, but I still wake up winning. Streams broke records. She started mentoring young artists, opened a second salon location, launched a haircare line called Crowned. In interviews she stayed diplomatic but firm. I wish her well from afar. Some chapters close for a reason. The cast felt the aftershocks too. Rashida hosted a private dinner for both women, separate nights, same restaurant, different rooms. Neither attended, but the gesture lingered. Kirk stayed messy, dropping podcast episodes hinting at more tea coming, but nobody bit. Jocelyn sent KARLIE flowers with a note, "You fought like hell." Proud. Tommy from the shop posted old throwbacks of KARLIE getting her lineup, caption, "Still family." The show itself evolved, new cast members brought fresh drama, but the Red Miami saga became legend, referenced in confessionals like, "Remember when KARLIE almost went down for burglary?" Wild times. A year after the verdict, KARLIE and Scrappy tied the knot on a quiet beach in Jamaica, intimate, barefoot, kids tossing flowers. No live stream, just cell phone clips leaked later by guests. She wore white lace, simple and glowing, he wore linen, eyes never leaving her face. Vows were personal. Promises to fight fair, to listen louder, to choose each other when the world chose division. Back in Atlanta, they bought a bigger house in Buckhead, not flashy, just safe, with a yard for the kids and a home studio where KARLIE started writing her memoir. Title leaked early. Not Guilty, a love and hip-hop survival story. Publishers fought for it. Miami found her own version of closure. She adopted a second dog, another Rottweiler named Justice, and posted family content more than drama. Her son grew taller on camera, her smile softer. She dated quietly, no public relationships, just whispers of a producer who treated her right. In a rare sit-down interview she said, "I don't hate her. Hate takes energy I don't have anymore. I just protect my peace like it's my last name." The second figure from the footage? Still a ghost. Blogs ran theories for months, Tasha in witness protection, a producer's assistant paid to stir chaos, even wilder claims like a body double hired by VH1 for ratings. KARLIE shrugged it off in her Patreon Q&A, "Some answers ain't worth the chase. I got my life back. That's enough." Miami never mentioned it again. Atlanta moved on, but the scar stayed, a reminder that reality TV beef can turn real, that fame amplifies pain, that loyalty fractures under pressure. KARLIE and Miami never reconciled, never needed to. They existed as two sides of the same coin, one who burned bright through forgiveness, one who rebuilt stronger through boundaries. Fans still debated in comment sections who won, but the truth settled somewhere in the middle. Nobody won clean, but both survived. KARLIE's final post of the saga came on the 2-year anniversary of the arrest, black and white photo of her standing on the courthouse steps, same spot she'd been cuffed. Caption: 2 years ago they tried to bury me. Today I'm planting flowers where they dug the hole. Grateful, growing, gone on with my bad self. Likes hit 10 million. Miami didn't comment, didn't like, didn't shade. She just kept living. And in the city where hip-hop and heartbreak walk hand in hand, that was closure enough. The drama didn't end, it just changed channels, waiting for the next cast member to slip, the next secret to spill, the next beat to drop. Because in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the story never really finishes. It just reloads. As the 5th anniversary faded into Atlanta's rearview mirror, the city thought the KARLIE Red and Young Miami saga had finally cooled to embers. Wrong. The peace everybody pretended to accept was nothing but a thin sheet of ice over a frozen lake, beautiful from above, but ready to crack with one wrong step. And that step came in the form of a leaked voicemail that nobody saw coming. It started small. A late-night anonymous drop on a gossip blog nobody respectable admits to reading, an audio file titled, "KARLIE's Real Confession, Never Before Heard." 37 seconds of grainy sound, KARLIE's voice unmistakable, slurred from what sounded like too many shots and not enough sleep. "I shoulda never went in there," she says, words tumbling over each other. But she had everything, my name, my secrets, my whole damn life twisted up in those pages. I just wanted it gone. Tanya said it'd be quick. Scrappy didn't know, or maybe he did. I don't even remember. The line cuts off with a sob, then static. Within minutes the file spreads like gasoline on fire, retweets, stitches, reaction videos exploding across every platform. #KARLIE confession trends worldwide before sunrise. Karlie wakes to her phone vibrating off the nightstand. Scrappy grabs it first, listens, face hardening like stone. "This ain't you," he says immediately. Voice sounds close, but the cadence, off. Somebody's playing dirty again. She plays it on speaker, hands shaking. The room spins. "That's my voice," she whispers. "But I never said those words. Not like that. Not ever." They call the lawyer at 6 a.m. Forensic audio experts get pulled in by noon. Preliminary report comes back fast. Eye manipulation detected, deepfake layers subtle but present, waveform inconsistencies in the breathing patterns, background noise spliced from old Instagram lives. Still, the damage is done. Blogs run with, "Karlie admits guilt in leaked audio." VH1's PR team scrambles, issuing vague statements about unverified material. Fans divide harder than ever, some screaming, "She finally confessed," others yelling, "Deepfake proof, stop the hate." Miami sees the audio at the same time everyone else does. She's in her salon mid-braid when a client plays it loud. The room goes dead silent. Miami finishes the row, ties it off, then excuses herself to the back office. Door shuts. She plays it again, and again. Her hands tremble, not from fear, but from a rage she thought she'd buried. She doesn't post, doesn't go live. Instead she calls her lawyer, voice ice cold. Find out who leaked it. And find out if it's real enough to reopen anything. By evening she drops one story, black screen, white text. "Some ghosts refuse to stay buried. But I'm not afraid of echoes." No emoji, no music, just the words hanging there like a guillotine. The next twist hits 48 hours later. The same anonymous source drops a second file, this one video. Shaky cellphone footage from inside what looks like Miami's old mansion office, timestamped the night of the burglary. Angle low, like someone hiding behind a couch. Karlie's silhouette clear in the doorway, red bottoms flashing as she steps in. She doesn't speak, just moves fast, opens drawers, grabs the journal, stuffs it in a backpack. Then she pauses, looks straight at the camera like she knows it's there. Whispers something inaudible, turns and leaves. The clip ends with footsteps fading down the hall. No second figure visible, just Karlie, alone. Internet implodes. #KARLIE caught trends harder than the confession audio. News outlets pick it up, TMZ, Shade Room, even CNN runs a segment titled, "Love and Hip Hop Scandal Reignited." Karlie's foundation sees donation dips overnight. Sponsors pull quiet inquiries. Her Patreon comments turn vicious. "We believed you, why?" She goes dark for 3 days. No posts, no lives, phone off. Scrappy fields calls from family, friends, producers. She's not hiding, he tells Rashida. She's breaking. And I won't let them watch her break again. Inside their home the tension is suffocating. Kids sense it, asking why mama's quiet, why daddy's always on the phone. Karlie finally speaks on the 4th night, sitting on the bedroom floor in the dark. "I didn't do it," she tells Scrappy, voice raw. "But that video, it looks like me. Moves like me. Even the way I pause at the door, that's my habit when I'm nervous." "How do they fake that?" Scrappy kneels in front of her. "They study you. Every episode, every live, every walk. They build a ghost of you." She looks up, eyes red. "What if the jury sees this? What if they reopen the case?" He pulls her close. "Then we fight again. Harder, louder, together." Miami doesn't stay silent long. She hosts an emergency live from her new salon flagship, lights low, just her face in frame. "I've been quiet because I thought peace was possible," she starts. "But peace don't come when somebody keeps digging up your grave. That video? I didn't leak it, but I ain't mad it's out. Y'all see what I saw that night. Somebody in my house. Somebody I trusted. And if the courts won't finish it, the court of public opinion will." She holds up her phone, plays the clip again, slow motion this time. "Look at the hands. Look at the sway. Tell me that ain't her." Chat explodes, fire emojis from one side, broken hearts from the other. She ends with a warning, "I protected my peace for 5 years. But if you come for my memories again, I'll protect them with everything I got." Karlie's response comes the next morning, her first live since the leaks. No makeup, hair in a messy bun, sitting in her home studio. Voice steady but edged with steel. "Y'all know me. Y'all watched me bleed on TV for years. If I did this, I would have owned it by now. But I didn't. That video? Deepfake. Forensic breakdown dropping tomorrow, full report, side-by-sides, metadata proof." The audio? Same thing. Somebody wants this war back open. Somebody wants us tearing each other apart again. But I'm not playing that game anymore. She pauses, looks dead into camera. To whoever's behind this, you failed once. You'll fail again, because truth don't need edits. And neither do I. The forensics drop as promised, detailed PDF shared on her website, picked up by tech blogs and news outlets. Experts confirm. Video exhibits frame rate inconsistencies typical of generative AI, reflections on the floor don't match real-time lighting, subtle pixel artifacts around KARLIE's outline. Audio shows spectral splicing, background hum from one source, voice from another. Credibility surges back, donations rebound, sponsors return calls, but the doubt lingers like smoke after a fire. Some fans stay unconvinced. It looks too real, they type. Maybe she did it and covered it up. Then the ultimate bomb detonates. A whistleblower, former VH1 production assistant, goes public on a major podcast. Voice disguised, but story crystal. The network knew about the deepfakes. They didn't create them, but they didn't stop the leaks either. Ratings were slipping. The KARLIE Miami beef was gold. Somebody on the inside fed the anonymous account material, old B-roll, unused angles, voice samples. They wanted the scandal to reignite for season 18 promo. Screenshots leak, internal Slack messages, producer saying, "Let it cook, numbers will spike." VH1 issues furious denial, launches internal investigation. But the damage is nuclear. Cast members start speaking out. Rashida posts, "Enough is enough." Jocelyn drops, "The machine eats its own." Even Kirk admits, "They play dirty to keep us relevant." KARLIE and Miami, for the first time in years, find themselves on the same side of something. Rage at the system that chewed them up. No joint statement, no collab, but in separate lives that week, both women say the same thing. The real thieves were never in that house. They were in the edit bay. Atlanta watches, stunned. The drama doesn't die, it mutates. Producers scramble to rewrite season 18 arcs. KARLIE preps a new single titled, Deepfake, hard-hitting, no apologies. Miami teases a docuseries on media manipulation. Scrappy films it all, quietly building the archive of what really happened. The city holds its breath again, not for another arrest, but for what comes when two queens stop fighting each other and start fighting the throne that sat them both down. The tension doesn't break, it tightens. Because in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, peace was always temporary. And the next storm? It's already brewing, louder, darker, and closer than anyone wants to admit. And just like that, the storm that started with a pair of red bottoms on muddy carpet refuses to die. KARLIE Red and Young Miami, two queens who once shared laughs, tears, and too many bottles of champagne, now stand on opposite sides of a war nobody asked for but everybody watched. Deepfakes, leaks, anonymous drops, network whispers, and that haunting video that looks too real to be fake but too perfect to be true. The courthouse said not guilty. The internet says guilty. The truth? It's still buried somewhere between a forged journal page and a producer's Slack message. One thing's crystal clear, Atlanta's never letting this story go. Every time the dust settles, somebody kicks it right back up. So where does it end? Does KARLIE drop the mic with a platinum track exposing the whole machine? Does Miami finally unseal those blacked out pages and burn the internet down? Will Scrappy's camera catch the one moment they cross paths again, accidental, explosive, or maybe even healing? Or does some new cast member stumble into the old beef and drag it back to the reunion stage for one last round? The producers are salivating, the fans are refreshing, and somewhere in Buckhead, two women still check their locks at night, wondering who's really watching. Y'all, this drama ain't over, it's on pause, waiting for the next receipt, the next leak, the next viral clip to drop. And when it does, we'll all be right here screaming at our screens. If you made it this far, you're ride or die for real. Smash that like button if you're Team KARLIE, Team Miami, or just Team Atlanta stay messy. Drop a comment right now, tell me who you think leaked the deepfake, what Scrappy really knew, or what you want to see in the next season. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss when the next bomb detonates, because trust me, in Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the next bomb is always coming. Share this video with your group chat because your girls need to be arguing about this too. We'll see you in the comments, and until the next twist, stay locked in, stay petty, and stay tuned. Peace.